Hello and welcome to my completed pages video for May and June. It has been a crazy couple of months. I didn't do a completed pages in May because I didn't feel like I had enough pages done. And I was very insanely busy. So we're going to do 2 months at a time. Hopefully I can get back into the swing of doing things on a regular basis. So we're going to jump in. First page I will show you is out of Stormy's Creatures by Stormy Weather. And I did this turtle page. This was for the prompt of turtle for Ogle Ranny. And this was also for my Call Your Horde. First page I've done in here. This was done with alcohol markers and just regular Sharpies, I believe, and outlined everything with gel pens. Some were Jelly Roll Moonlight, some were glitter, some were metallic, and then I did some stipple shading. And I did this like a blueberry, so either that is a ginormous blueberry or that is a very small turtle. Either way, I like it. So that is out of Stormy's Creatures by Stormy Weather. Next, out of Mythographic Imagine by Joseph Catabing, I did this page, which I tore out, so we'll do that. This was for Ogle Ranny Prompt of Sword. It's also the first page that I did in this, so Call Your Horde. T's World of Adult Coloring and Lovella's Coloring. And I did this with Ohuhu markers, that's all the base, and Sharpies. And then there is Glitter Gel Pen, there is Jelly Roll Glaze, there is acrylic paint pen, Wink glitter gel pens, and Jelly Roll Moonlight. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I like how she turned out. I'm hoping that I'm conveying all of that in the dragon. So yeah, that one was a lot of fun. That is out of Mythographic Imagine by Joseph Catabing. This is Journey to the Whimsical Garden. This is a big adventure book. And I did this key. This was for an Ogle Ranny prompt. This was also for Color Your Horde, T and the Villain. This one, the background black base, I believe, was Tombow. And then I used a King Art gel crayon metallic green and used a tutorial that HCH Coloring did to do this background, the metallic part of it. And then I used the King Art gel crayon water activated for the base of the key, and then a, what are they? Link Inkonic gold gel pen to do the outlines on the key. So yeah, that was a fun one. I like that. So that is Journey to the Whimsical Garden, an adventure coloring book. There's more to that. What is it? Adventure coloring books, that's what it is. That's what I thought. So again, adventure coloring books. This one is Journey to the Animal Library. I did another key. This is for Finding Color Ogle Ranny of Key, and this is also for Color Your Horde. This one I decided to do in silver, and it had wings. So the wings, this already had a black background, And I colored in the wings kind of a gray color, and then I went over it with it's kind of a mixture of pinks glitter nail polish, and then I went over all the lines with a white acrylic paint pen, and then I used the King Art gel crayons in silver to base the key, and then used the Link Inconic glitter gel pen to outline that key. And then I used King Art metallic pink to do the glowy stuff, and then a pink Jelly Roll Moonlight neon pink, and kind of smudged it to get the neon-ish effect there. Another fun one out of Journey to the Animal Library. Next, in Lighthearted Mandalas Volume 2 by Snickerdoodling LLC, I did this for the Snickerdoodle You challenge of hot and cold. I thought this page was perfect because it's two separate mandalas already, and so I did one in warm tones, one in cool tones, and then went through and highlighted the outlines of the things that I did. I mean, they were both more detailed than what I made them, but that is what I came up with for that challenge. This was also, I don't think this one was for Color Your Hoard. Could have been, but I don't think so. Maybe it was. I do believe that was for Color Your Hoard as well. So that is Lighthearted Mandalas Volume 2 by Snickerdoodling LLC for the monthly color palette challenge that they put on. This is Rims of Wonder by Johanna Basford. This was for Color Your Hoard, and I see I did not put tape on there, so I am going to do that. Put tape on my spines so I know which ones have been colored in and which ones are untouched. And this was a buddy color with Ever Colors. And we did the pineapple page. This was a lot of fun. It was a pretty quick color. I used my Amazon Basics water-based markers, did some blending. There's a little bit of metallic gel pen in there, and there's some Jelly Roll glaze. And the background is some of the ink things that I got from my thrift store job that were in my haul. So if you haven't watched that, this is a video that I posted before this one. So thank you so much, Ever, for doing this buddy color with me. I'll put hers here. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I got that gentle nudge to get into this book. I've been wanting to for a while. So, thank you, Ever. I also have another one started in here. It was another one that I was going to do for the key prompt, but this one got a little crazy. I do like where it's going, but it's going to take me a few minutes to get it done. So this is the Woodland Kingdom coloring book by Toshiyuki Fukuda. I believe that's how you say it. This was for Olga Rainey's prompt of Cats versus Dogs. That was the seasonal prompt. And I did this kitty. I've been around for any length of time. You know I like kitties. I actually love all animals, but I currently have 4 kitties. So I did this. This was just all Sharpies. No embellishments, nothing crazy. And since you can already partially see it, I started that one. I'll have to finish that one up soon. That is Woodland Kingdom coloring book by Toshiyuki Fukuda. Oh my goodness, this one's going to be a minute. We'll come back to that one, because that one's going to be a minute. This one is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Christmas Coloring. This was for an Olga Rainey prompt of Snowman. And in my last haul video, I said I was going to just pretty much do cool backgrounds and then go over all the outlines, and that's all I did with this. This was a very quick color. I used some of my new ink pads. I also put a little bit of shimmer on there, which was in that ink pad stuff that I got. So the prompt was Snowman. This was also toward Color Your Horde. My last one was also toward Color Your Horde. Pretty much everything was toward Color Your Horde. Almost everything. Or Tackle Your Treasures, JoJo's Hannah. So this one was Snowman for Find and Color Snowman and Color Your Horde. This next one was, same concept. Just did the background and then went over all the lines with 2 different paint pens. So we've got some gold in there, and we've got the white and my snowman. And then I have a couple of other ones that I have done the backgrounds on. Got that one started a little bit. And that one. This one was for Tackle Your Treasures, since I had already done that one. That is out of The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Who is this illustrated by? Colorful Flower Pot Press. And I have one in Magical Dawn. Maybe 2. What do I got in here? Nope, I have 1. This page was for the Olga Rainey prompt of earring. This kitty is wearing earrings. And I did this pretty much the same as I did those last ones. I just did a galaxy background with my inks, and then I put some eyeshadow over that. So the whole thing is quite shimmery. And then went over outlines with a white acrylic paint pen and a silver acrylic paint pen. Put some black on the pupils, and that is all I did. Oh, I have a little bit of Jelly Roll Moonlight stars in there too. So yeah, that one, another quick one. For whatever reason, this did not get in her gallery. I don't know why. I did do this all on a Sunday, right after she said what the prompt was. I just got it done. So that was a really good Sunday. Coloring Kitties. That is out of Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlson. Next one is out of Violets and Hair. This was for Olga Rainey prompt of braids, and it was also for Yellow Hair, Black Lipstick Woman. Nirma coloring. So there is alcohol marker, all based in alcohol marker, shaded with alcohol marker. There is a little bit of Jelly Roll glaze. There's some rose gold acrylic paint pen, and all of the hair ties are Jelly Roll glaze. Did put some clear glaze in her eye. So yeah, that was a fun one. Thoroughly enjoy this book. I'm gonna try to do a page in here every month still. So that is Violets and Hair. I'm gonna put that one over here because that's gonna take a minute also. So this one is Indescribable. Based on the hit song recorded by Chris Tomlin, this is illustrated by Julianne St. Clair. Love, love, love her artwork. This was for the Olga Rani prompt of Star. This one, there was writing under this moon. I actually found a picture, like a photo of a moon, and I printed it and cut it out, and then I used nail polish, some glitter nail polish and some clear nail polish, because I didn't want what I had printed to rub off. So you can see there's some writing under there. And then I used my Amazon Basics water-based markers for the green and the blue. This is one color, but with a couple of layers, so you've got that shading with that. So there's two greens here, but the darker parts of those are shaded with the same marker. And then a little bit of gray and a little bit of blue, lighter blue, and some silver acrylic paint pen. So that's what I did there. That is out of Indescribable by Chris Tomlin, illustrated by Julianne St. Clair. Next one is out of My Mother, My Heart by Ellery Fowler. This one was for the last Olga Rani prompt of Floral Chaplet or Wreath. And this was a very fun, quick color. The background is eyeshadow, so it's all kind of shimmery. I used my Tombow markers, water-based markers, and used the skin tone and grayscale colors. I think I used 6 markers, 7 things in total, so 5 markers. I don't know. Anyway, the shiny pink bits in the middle of the flowers is Dollar Tree metallic marker, and then I outlined quite messily in white gel pen, just the flowers. And then, you know, it's 2-page spread, so I did the butterflies in the same exact thing on the other side, facing page. So all the same materials, and that's what we got. Really like it. It's quite calming. So that is My Mother, My Heart by Ellery Fowler. That was also for Color Your Hoard. It's the first page that I got done in there. And this is Home for the Holidays, and I did this to test my Dollar Tree metallic markers. So I did both of these pages, and they are indeed metallic. They feel like acrylic paint. You don't have to pump them, but the reason that it has this texture is because I got 2 sets, and one really didn't have the metallic in it, and they were super bright, like insanely bright. I don't know if you can see that. That's like almost fluorescent. So I went the opposite direction for the top coat, which in the second set was metallic in the color that it was supposed to be. And it kind of created this texture that looks like fabric, almost like a metallic fabric, satiny. And then the rest, I kind of wanted the flowers to look like different kinds of metals, and these ended up looking, these beads, kind of like olives, which is kind of funny. But so these are the Amazon Basics water-based dual tip markers, white gel pen. The gold is an acrylic paint pen. The black is acrylic paint, and then, you know, all the white highlights are Bianyo white gel pen. And same with this side. Same process. flowers are all the same color, and I did the same process with the backgrounds with those because they, again, were completely different colors from one pack to the other. And I tried to make it look kind of fabricish, I guess. So, happy accidents. I like how they turned out. And that is out of Home for the Holidays. That was also for Color Your Hoard, T and Labella. And then I have, actually going to put this back in there because that is kind of acrylic-like. I don't want them to stick together. One of my group buddy colors. This was for June. We do this every other month. Magic Dreamland, we have a wonderful group that does this. I will post all of their pictures for this. This I did. This is what I came up with. It is all of this, all the clouds is washi tape. That's what I started with. And then I just picked my marker colors, which is the Amazon Basics markers. This is the Dollar Tree metallic marker here. And then this is metallic gel pen. And then there's some kind of coppery metallic gel pen in there too. Kept it pretty simple. And then I went around the outlines of all the clouds with a white acrylic paint pen. Yeah, I will put, I don't even know how many there are. I want to say there's nine people in the group now. There might be more, there might be less. I will put all of them in here. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun. And it's, like I said, it's every other month. I don't know what the next one is going to be yet. Usually do by now, but I don't. So yeah, we're going to continue doing pages in here. It's a lot of fun. Fun group. We have lots of fun in our group chats all the time. So there is that one out of Magic Dreamland by May Zhang. Next one is out of Mid-Century Modern Animals. This is the Odd Month group buddy color. So this was in May. And another wonderful group of people. And we also have a ton of fun in our group chats. Very different style, very different kind of art in this book than in Magic Dreamland. This one is by Jen Ski, and we did this, yes, there's a lot to unpack in this. The snail page. My page is insanely heavily altered. There were mushrooms on this page. Going into it, all I knew is I wanted a red background. That is it. That's all I knew. And everything else happened very organically. This, you can kind of see some of the outlines of the mushrooms underneath there. But what I did was, these snails were here. And I did the old school trick of, tracing what was there. And then putting pencil all over the back. And then I just, went and put the other snails where I wanted to on the page. And then, started, actually this one has so many more layers than the other ones because this was like my test one. And this is all, I brush painted all of the everything on the snails, and I brush painted the black and I brush painted the red. So the only thing that's acrylic paint pen is stuff that's outlines. So the black, like the shiny black, the gold, the silver, and the white are acrylic paint pen. Everything else was brushed. So that was a lot of fun. And I just used acrylic craft paint. And the white outline I put on there because I kind of wanted it to look like stickers. So it almost looks like they're just stickers put on the page. And then after I got those, I was like, man, there needs to be something else. So then I just traced just the shell patterns in the background and did those black and gold. And then I was like, it still needs something, but I don't know what. And so then I just drew this, which is just the snail heads, and then like this part of the snail shell, and cut it out and made it like a stencil. And then I just plopped it on there where I wanted it, and then drew it on with pencil, and then went over it with a silver paint pen. So it looks kind of graffiti-ish, sticker-ish, I don't know, but I like it. I had a lot of fun with it. Everybody did a phenomenal job on this, and there were a lot of alterations, which is fantastic. These just are begging for alterations. So I will put everyone else's here in no particular order, and hopefully I'll have the correct names on the correct pages. Our next one, which is for July this month, and we are doing a palette, which was Jojo Zahana's suggestion to just everyone vote on a palette instead of a page, and then just pick whatever page they want to do and use that palette. So we have a palette chosen. If I remember, I will put that in over here also. And I think I know what page I'm going to do. It is going to be heavily altered, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to show everybody. So there is my snail page out of Mid-Century Modern Animals. And I do try to put them back in the book where I took them out. There's that out of Mid-Century Modern Animals by Jen Sky. Next is, it looks messy when it's like this. When I took the pictures for Instagram, it was like cropped down nicely. But I used my wonderful ink pads that I procured from my job across the street, and actually did this and got it done literally like 2 or 3 minutes before it would have been July. So yeah, this On My Mind Meredith had actually messaged me and said that I have some freebies. I'm doing a challenge. Would you like to participate? And there were 3 versions. It's this mandala, but there's like this one that's, you know, a little bit more than a quarter. Then there's one that's even more zoomed in than this, I think. And then there's one that's the full mandala. And I was like, yeah, why not? I'll do it. And I chose to do this version of it. And this is, like I said, those inks. And I also have this very shiny, dusty stuff here that I put over the inks after I brushed them around, which I use, kind of pat them on, just like take the whole thing and pat them on. And then I use my makeup brushes, these ones, these oval makeup brushes, to swirl it around, even it all out. And then I used my cool silver powder there. And then I just used some Dollar Tree ink gel pens, the pink and it's kind of gray blue, and went over all the outlines. And the purple is the Dollar Tree metallic marker, and then some white gel pen and black gel pen highlights and lowlights. So this is just very, very insanely shiny. But if you look at it straight on, you can see stuff. So before I posted it, I actually sent it to her in a message, and we started out in French, so I'm assuming she's French. and I was translating, and then she's like, oh, I know how to speak English. So then we started speaking English, but she was asking me in French, which I had to translate, how did you cover up all the black lines? And I said gel pens. It's what I do. It's one of my things, I guess. I cover up outlines. So yeah, that was on my mind, Meredith, and Mandala Challenge by Meredith is the hashtag. So look that up. Get those freebie pages and join her challenge. I want to say I was the first one to post to it, which, cool. It'd be great if other people would participate. This was also for Get Your Freebie On 23 by coffeelover_5. Next, Surviving Fights with Your Brothers and Sisters. Joy Wilt, illustrated by Hergy. This is in a series of books that I got from across the street. Not a coloring book, however, I am treating it as a coloring book. And I did this page. I did those with Joy Gold colored pencils, mechanical colored pencils. It was a lot of fun. This is really smooth, almost shiny paper, so you can see that it kind of warped the page a little bit. I had to press kind of hard to get any kind of color on the page. That was fun. And this is one that was already colored, so not all of the pages are just drawings. Some of them they have done. There's some more that I could color. Like I said, there's a series of 9 books, very old, weekly reader books that used to be in a local elementary school, and they got discarded and taken to my thrift store job, and I saw them and just kind of flipped through them and thought, hey, I could color these, and that's what I'm going to do. Next is Out of Beautiful and Intricate Mandalas, by an adult coloring book by Lori Craig. This is an 8x8 book, 9x9 book, and this was my first page completed out of here. This was a gift from Lori, along with 3 other books. I have another one started. And another one of the books that she sent, I was just shocked. Very, very appreciative. Thank you, Lori. And I did this one. I love it. Apparently she loves it, and I really, really, really love it. I used my Dollar Tree very fine point water-based markers, and that's all I used on this. There it is. I have been calling this Treebeard because that looks like a tree face to me. And there is actually all kinds of shading and everything in there. And this either looks like a pansy or Yosemite Sam. I think that's who that is in Looney Tunes. Anyway, it's very colorful, very fun. This took a little while. I absolutely love this. And like I said, this is all just ultra fine markers from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I like it a lot. That is Out of Beautiful and Intricate adult coloring book by Lori Craig. The next one is Out of Lighthearted Mandalas to Go by Snickerdoodling LLC. This was for the last month's June's challenge. Kim, who illustrated this book, does a monthly challenge. She just posts what it's going to be. Usually it's a color palette challenge. This one happened to be, a singular marker, pencil, whatever challenge, and it has to be in one of her books. So there's 3 now. Got Lighthearted Mandalas Volume 2, and Lighthearted Mandalas to Go. I chose to do the 1 implement challenge in this book, which the first one I did videos trying to get my cats to choose something for me, and Spooky chose this alcohol marker, which ran out, as I'm sure you can see. So I am going to finish it. I'm going to figure out what to do with this. I have some ideas, as you can see, to actually finish this, but it's no longer one implement. So I'll still post it, but under something else. Just probably under snickerdoodling. So this one is the one that I did for the one implement challenge. And I just used one water-based Amazon dual tip marker. Did some cross hatching, and where it's darker is layers. I believe that's 3 layers to get it to that. You can see it did kind of bleed through a little. So yeah. And then semi-pro tip. If you're doing something like this, like you're doing cross hatching and it gets outside the lines, just add a little border around there and it hides whatever, you know, went outside the lines. It like totally hides it, so no one would ever know that you went outside the lines. Whereas if you didn't put that on there, you might be able to see something sticking out of the edge. So there you go, semi-pro tip. That is Lighthearted Mandalas to Go by Snickerdoodling LLC. Next are some old books that I got from across the street. These are very old books. This one's 123 years old, and they were going to get thrown in the recycling bin. I couldn't let that happen. I have been looking for books that just have decent paper, and the ones in here are posted on Instagram, the ones that I've done. I will kind of get into a little bit more depth with those. And this one I'm doing because I showed my oldest son what I was doing in here, and he asked if I would do one for him. So I was like, yeah, but it's going to be smaller so I can actually get it done in this millennium. So when I show this, Christopher, if you're watching this, and you want to be surprised when it's done, don't watch that part. So I'm going to do this one first. This is Family Pride by Mary J. Holmes. And there's no date in here, but I looked it up, and it was 1900. So 123-year-old book. This is the first page that I did some neurographic art, and I wanted some glittery stuff in there, and I put some Wink of Stella on there, which is very, very glittery, and it ended up smudging what I had underneath, which was all permanent and alcohol marker, so I'm not sure why that smudged, but it did. And so I did another page without the Wink of Stella on it, and I also did some blackout poetry. This one says, "Old-fashioned notions respect who seeketh simple-hearted revolution." Just a bunch of gibberish, but still fun. Neurographic style, again, same colors, same markers, everything, just no Wink of Stella. And then when I was taking pictures of this, I thought this was really, really competing with this. So I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can paint the back of the other sides so it's not competing with this. So this is one coat of actually it's 2 coats of an acrylic paint that I thought kind of matched the color of the paper, and still showed through. So then on the back of this one I did gesso, just clear gesso, and then 1 coat of the same color of acrylic paint, and it still kind of showed through. This one is another neurographic one that I did. My boyfriend actually picked out the 3 marker colors, and then there's some Jelly Roll Moonlight on there, and some silver acrylic paint pen and a little bit of white acrylic paint pen on there. This one says, annoyed that she brought the doctor, he faltered at her wounded pride. And I used the silver there to kind of direct you to which word was next. And then this one I've not posted anywhere yet. This one says, holding unmistakable quirks, and Betsy remembered, I am pleasant, and that's all. I used some alcohol markers and some glitter gel pen. And got another one started, not finished yet. And then this one, kind of galaxy-like. This one says, guidance crept dreary, full, and afraid, although polite, dawning on that night. So that is just a permanent black marker. Put some eyeshadow on there to kind of do the galaxy stuff, and some white acrylic paint pen and some Jelly Roll Moonlights. And I think that is all that I have done in here for now. I have gone through and picked out some more words for a couple other pages. So I am reading as I go along. It's very interesting. It's just about life in the day, way back in the day. Just how people then intermingled and stuff like that. It's actually quite interesting. I understand why this was a very important book at the time. So that is Family Pride by Mary J. Holmes, illustrated by me. Next is The Lost World, Christopher, Avert Your Eyes. I have only done a few pages in here. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to do anything before this page. When I did this one, I asked him to pick a color, and he said purple, and I said light or dark, and he said light. So the light purple in the background is the color that he chose, not knowing why he chose it. And some of these pages have not been cut, so they're like pockets. And I think that I am going to do something special with these pockets to add to this book. Anyways, this is The Lost Word by Henry Van Dyke. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Excited. Again, this is not a very thick book. It is an old book, and it is in darn good shape. This was from 1898. There's another page that I did. This is the only one that he's seen, and this one was very confusing, so it's kind of a puzzle. So start, and then there's arrows going to the next ones. It says, come, Chris, today a young student nearly 2 years ago in a it's hard to do. In a stirring something class of cheerily full of life voices. Yeah, it's we'll go through it another time. There is a way to actually decipher it, and I'm just not going to be able to do it right now. And I have another one started here. I have gone through many of these. Oh, hey, there's the eyeball. I forgot I did the eyeball. There's the eyeball. And that's just done with markers. Looking far off with a shaken look in his eyes, he gathered the man who is a son, guide, and trainer. Yeah, I've gone through most of them and found stuff. Like this one just says, behold thy purple robe. That's what it's going to say for the art. This one, I just did more than half asleep, which I think at the time I was. Cool delight flowed, and he found sleep. And then this whole thing is just wonderful about sleep. Here's another one that's a pocket. I'm going to do special things for the ones that have pockets. So that is The Lost Word, the book that I'm going to do art in for my eldest child, Christopher. And that is all of my completed pages for May and June. I thank you oh so much for hanging out with me, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time.